Father stood over him. Swami, get up, he said. Swaminathan stirred and groaned as if in sleep. Father repented. Get up, Swami. Grandmother pleaded. Why do you disturb him? Get up, Swami, Father said for the third time. Swaminathan got up immediately. Father rolled up Swami's mattress and tucked it under his arm and said, Come with me. Swami looked at his grandmother, paused for a moment, and then followed his father into the office room. Here, stirred means moved slightly. Okay, so after that, Swami pretended to sleep, and his father came and took his blanket. He was snoring, so that his father think that he is asleep, but father was not ready to go, and he is just making him wake up. He was calling him again and again to get up. Swaminathan's grandmother tried to stop him that he is asleep, don't disturb Swami. But his father was very determined. He just want Swami to get up. So after the third time father called him, Swaminathan got up. Okay, and then father folded his mattress जिस पे सोया हुआ था, and then after putting it in between his arms, उसने अपने arms के वहाँ पे रखा, and told him to come with the father to the office room. They went to the office room. Swaminathan looked at the grandmother with hopefulness, but then he followed his father to the office room. Let me sleep in the hall, father, he begged. Your office room is very dusty, and there may be scorpions behind your law books. There are no scorpions, little fellow. I will even leave the door open if you promise not to roll up your mattress and go to your grandmother's side at night, said father. Swaminathan felt alone, frightened, and angry. He hated the newspaper for printing the tiger's story. The boy in the news did not appear to be a boy after all, but a monster. Here, the scorpions are small animals that have poisons, stings in their tails. As they went to the office room, Swaminathan began to bargaining that to the father that he might sleep at the hall only, he will sleep alone in the hall only. But father did not listen to him. He said that scorpions or maybe the room is very dusty and there may be animals like a scorpion after behind your law books. But father didn't listen to him. He just said that there are no scorpions and promised him that if he will not go to the grandmother's room after he left, then he may left the door open of the office. Okay, so then Swaminathan was feeling very alone, frightened, angry, काफ़ी डरा हुआ और गुस्से में था, and he just hated the newspaper because the news in the newspaper of the tiger is the main reason why his father is letting him sleep in the office. So Swaminathan was very angry with the news. He don't want the newspaper to print that tiger story, and he was like that for him that boy was not a hero. For him the boy was a monster because of him he was sleeping alone in the office. Soon there was complete silence in the house and his heart started beating faster. He remembered all the stories of devils and ghosts he had heard in his lives. Through the stillness, all kinds of noises reached his ears. The tickling of clock, the rustle of trees, the sound of snoring, and some night insects humming. Every moment he expected the devil to come up to carry him away. After his father left him in the office for sleep, there was complete silence in the house as everyone is asleep now. So there was no noise from the house and his heart was beating faster now because of the fear. जब भी हमको डर लगता है हमारा heart beat fast करता है that. And he was now remembering all the stories. He remembered all the stories that he heard about all the horror stories about the devils and ghosts and all in his life. And he was just thinking that any moment the ghost will come and carry him away. And also he was like he just heard every small noise happening around, like the clock, trickling of clock, जो clock के hands जो noise करते हैं वो, rustle of trees, जो बाहर trees की आवाज़ आ रही थी, and snoring, if someone sleeping outside is snoring, or insects, small insects that hum around, every small noise is now heard by him. So he's like very feared, and he was like in very fear, frightened, because he was thinking that anytime the devil will come and carry him away. Swaminathan got up hurriedly and spread his mattress under the bench. It seemed to be a much safer place. He shut his eyes tight till he fell asleep. Even in his sleep, he was troubled by nightmares. A tiger was chasing him. He tried to escape, but his feet would not move. Swaminathan tried to open his eyes, but his eyelids would not open. As Swaminathan was very much frightened, he got up and folded his mattress and go under the bench, that bench in the office where his father worked, because he found that that was the safest place in the room. So he just make his bed under the table and just sleep there. He fall asleep in some time, but his nightmares are also very horrified. He is just nightmares में बुरे सपने. Okay, so his dreams are also bad, and was having nightmares like the tiger is running behind him, and he wants to escape, but his feet was just not moving, or his eyelids are not opening, means उसकी जो आँखें थी वो खुल नहीं रही थी. So he was very frightened, and his nightmares are also very frightening. With a lot of efforts, he opened his eyes. He immediately put out his hands to reach off his grandmother, but he only touched the wooden leg of the bench. He started to sweat in fright. Because he was very frightened, and because of his nightmare, the eyelids are not opening. With much efforts, he is putting much effort. He opened his eyes, and he was just finding his grandmother, because he always sleep with his grandmother. So he was just finding his grandmother, but he did not found her. He only touched the wooden leg of the bench. The bench is of wooden, so one of the leg he touched that, and he was like he was sweating because of the fear, means उसको बहुत पसीना आता है because of the fear.